morning, everybody. We have a good topic for you today, something you use in everyday life and to make your business much more successful. So stay tuned. We'll get started here in about 2 minutes. Good morning, everybody. We'll get started here in about a minute and a half. Good morning, everybody. We'll get started here in about a minute. Let everybody dial in. Good morning, everybody. We'll get started here in about 30 seconds, a little over 30 seconds. Good morning, everybody. We'll get started here in just a few seconds. Okay, let's get started. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I will remember, involve me and I learn. Tell me and I forget, teach me and I'll remember, involve me and I learn. That's what we do with the 5Q system. What most advisors do is what? They tell people about things. They tell, sell, preach, and teach. So teach is better because it's making sure people understand. But when you involve them, they learn. And how do we involve people? We ask open-ended questions. You don't know how to ask open-ended questions? Dudes, that's why we have the script. So this is just a reminder that the reason we do what we do is so people will not only remember, but they'll learn, and it locks in what we're trying to teach them. Which comes into play with what we want to talk about today, because how can advisors better communicate with clients, and why is that important? Here's why it's important. For some time, there have been rumblings of a renaissance in the wealth management industry. Fee compression. Now zero commission in trading. Guys, people can trade zero. What's not included here is AI. Now there's people convinced that AI is going to be their financial advisor and tell them how to make $1 bajillion. The rise of model portfolios, the impending great wealth transfer from individuals and in combination transforming the world into financial advisors live and operate. Because that great wealth transfer is going to younger people who, again, are buying into AI, who are buying into zero commission, who are buying into lower fees. As advisors rack their brains for ways to differentiate themselves and relate to a new generation of clients, one old-fashioned technique may be the answer. Be a better communicator. So they did a survey, and you can see it's very widespread for people under age 30 all the way to people over age 30 all over the country. 650 respondents, and here's what they found. Your clients do not feel engaged. The majority of survey respondents and nearly half of high asset under management respondents say they hear from their advisors infrequently. Nearly half hear from their advisors infrequently, even the high net worth. And more than a quarter feel that their advisor contacts them very infrequently. Your clients want personalized communications, ranging from advisors' perspectives on the market to portfolio specific updates. And when clients hear from their advisors, they want content that is hyper relevant to them. There is other research that shows there's even a better way to communicate with your clients than this. This is necessary, but there's an even better way to turn people from satisfied clients into raving lunatic fans of you. Loyal clients that refer, that are constantly talking about you. What is that thing? What is that? You know what? I get it. Perspective in the market is important. Portfolio specific update is important. What else is even more important than that? Because this they expect from you. What do they not expect from you? So the studies have shown that if you do at least 16 to 20 non-financial touches a year. A birthday card, an anniversary card about when they came on to your, became a client of yours. Congratulations phone call when their child graduates college. These non-financial things tells them that you just don't care about their money, you care about them. It locks them to you as a caring person, a friend. And do people leave friends? No. Do they talk to, do they want to help their friends? Yes. This kind of stuff will make clients satisfied, this financial stuff. Non-financial contact makes them raving fans. Your success can be directly impacted by your communication strategy. Clients resoundingly answered that the frequency and the style of their advisor's communication directly impacts their confidence in a financial plan, their likelihood of retaining the advisor, and their willingness to refer to family and friends. Dudes, it's communication. People will rarely leave their advisor because returns are not high enough. The number one reason people leave their advisor is because lack of communication. You must be a fantastic communicator. When people, friends or relatives will contact me and say, Mike, my son or my daughter wants to become a financial advisor. What should they major in college? And unfortunately, most people that want to be financial advisors when they're going to college, they'll major in economics, they'll major in finances, they'll major in, there's many colleges now that will have CFP type programs. And what do I tell them? Is that the right decision? Economics, finances, accounting, or a financial advisory a track. Is that what I tell them they should do? What do I tell them they should major in? And Allie, if there's any answers there, can you let me know? What do I tell them they should major in?
Waiting for some responses.
Dudes, it's right on the screen. What do I tell them to major in? Communications, communications, communications. Have you all had competitors across town who were dumb as stumps when it came to financial advice? They have all their clients in the exact same American Funds portfolio. They have all their clients in the exact same portfolios, whether they're 20 years old or 60 years old, but they are the most successful person in town. Why? It's nothing to do with how smart they are when it comes to finances. It has to do how well they communicate, how much they are liked. Guys, you're not in the business of managing people's money. You hire people to do that. You're in the business of making people feel comfortable, making people feel at ease. You're the quarterback. You go out and hire the money managers. You're not doing the money management. So being an expert on money management is silly, a waste of time. If you're going to invest your time, invest in communications. Guys, how many advisors were as successful as me in the industry? And those of you who've been with me for a long time, what am I an expert in? Am I an expert in portfolio management? No, I am an expert in communications. That's how you make the money. That's how you keep your clients. That's how you have a good lifestyle. I've seen geniuses in portfolio management go out of business. Why? Because they don't know how to talk to people. So get better at the things I'm talking about today. See, here's the thing. When they surveyed those respondents, 28% said their advisor contacts them very infrequently, 36% infrequently, 32% frequently, 4% very frequently. You want to be in this 4%. Do we give you tools to be in this 4%? Yes. Yes, we do. We give you a newsletter you can send out, an email you can send out. You can turn either of those into a phone call as well. You can be this person. Less than $500,000 in asset management, 69% said very infrequently. But look at this, even when they have more than 500,000, it's still almost half say very infrequently or very infrequently. That's crazy. The support from my financial advisor, anticipate questions I might have and reach out proactively. 35% strongly agree, somewhat agree. That's 75% of people saying what? Reach out to me proactively. Don't wait for me to call you. You call me. Would more frequent and personalized communications give you more confidence in your financial plan? 2/3, yes, yes, yes. Respondents who were frequently contacted, or these are infrequently, 2/3 said yes. But even those that are frequently contacted said almost 2/3 said yes. More frequent personalized communication. Do this, guys. Do this. Through which channels would you like your advisor to send to you? So 79% say email. Do we give you emails you can send out every month? Yes, we do. Text messages. Could you turn that email into a text message? Yes, you could. Face-to-face. Well, do we give you tools on how to conduct a fantastic annual review that also gets you referrals? Yes. Newsletter. Do we give you a newsletter? Yes. Look at where blog, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter is. Way down here. Way down here. This is what they want. Email, phone call, face-to-face. Perspectives on the market, economy, saving, planning tips. Guys, and again, respondents under 50, still at 75%, higher for over 50. What does this tell you you should be an expert in? Do we give you emails to send out? Do we give you newsletters to send out? Yes. We give you a monthly newsletter. We give you a monthly email. We give you checklists you can send out to people. Give them a walk down memory lane, something that's fun. These are things you could do every single month. And how much work should it require? Very, very little. We do the work for you. Would more frequent and more personalized contact with your advisor result in you having more confidence in your financial plan? We just talked about yes. Under 50, yes. Over 50, over 50, no. Do you really think, though, that this is the case? They may have responded to this, but what would happen if you contacted them more? Guys, if you go to your doctor and you are in the middle of a procedure for whatever condition you have, and they don't contact you, you do blood work and they don't contact you, what's that make you think? You're confident in that doctor or not confident in that doctor? Confident they're looking after you or not confident looking after you? Confident that they forgot about you or confident they remembered you? With regards to AUM, nearly half of clients with $500,000 or more under their advisor care felt that frequent and personalized contact would give them more confidence in their plan. Would more frequent and more personalized contact with your advisor result in you having more confidence in your financial plan? With less, 2/3, more, about half. Would you consider your advisor's frequency and style of communication when deciding or obtaining the services? 85% said yes. The problem is what? All advisors claim they're going to communicate, and then what happens when they get the client? The client's forgotten. Would you consider your advisor's frequency and style of communication if you recommended his or her services to a family member? 88% said yes. So let's talk about this. Frequency, we've already talked about as frequent as possible, but style, what did I tell you? What did I just tell you? That the number one reason people are loyal, the number one thing that people become raving lunatic fans of you, and they are referring to you left and right, it's when you communicate about non-financial things. It's when you write them handwritten notes about their birthday, their anniversary they came on with you, Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Columbus Day. Find reasons to reach out to them and talk to them. Yes, do the financial things. Yes, keep them up to date about what's happening in the markets. Yes, keep up to date with what's happening in their finances and their investments, but do the non-financial things as well. When you do the non-financial contact, that's when you start getting recommendations from their friends and relatives. Finally, respondents were asked to rank factors most important to them when selecting a financial advisor. The 3 highest ranked factors: deep understanding of me and my goals. Do we understand that with our 21-point checklist process? Yes. Customer service and communication. This is what we're talking about today. Be better communicators. And 3, and this is order. This is an order of importance. And guess where number 3 was? Portfolio importance, portfolio performance, certainly, but it was way, way down as compared to these 2 things. Respondents' most important factors when selecting a financial advisor: deep understanding of my goals, customer service, and communication. Guys, how do we, when they're deciding, when we're going through the process of bringing a client on or trying to bring a client on, again, deep understanding of my goals. Does the 21-point checklist do this? Yes. Customer service and communication. Do we give you the tools to do this? Yes. What do you think would be a good indicator of customer service before they come on? Before they come on to us, what is a good indication of our customer service to them? Do we do things that no other advisors do at no cost to them that they feel valuable? Yes, it's the non-financial things. I would often tell people, they'd say, why are you so successful? I say, because I do things at no cost for my clients. Because this is what's going to get them. This tells them that you actually care about them. This tells them that you are more interested in them as a person than just making money off them. That's why we start with the non-financial things. And when do you start putting them on your newsletter, emails, etc.? Right when they become a prospect. Portfolio performance. The problem with this is, how is your portfolio performance compared to their current advisors? It's going to look way, 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 way better or just about the same. Guys, if you have a portfolio that's beating all the other portfolios out there, then I'm going to tell you, you are an idiot. Why? Why would I say if you have a portfolio that's beating all the other portfolios out there, you're an idiot? So I'm going to wait for somebody to give me an answer to that. So Allie, tell me when somebody gives me an answer to that. Why would I say that if you have a portfolio, a money manager that's beating everybody else out there, that you are an idiot for being on this call? Why? You got a money manager who's beating everybody out there. Why would I call you an idiot?
Everyone's kind of being a little shy today.
Guys, if you have a portfolio that's beating all the other managers out there, how many people should be investing with you?
We have an answer that no one would believe you.
Well, maybe nobody wouldn't believe you, but let's try to show them all these. I do believe that. Nobody would believe you, because if you were, guess what? Who would be investing with you? If you had a portfolio that beat every other portfolio out there, who would be investing with you? Everyone in the world. What would your minimum client say? You can't be a financial advisor for everybody in the world. So how are you going to select people? Well, based on their size. So what would be the minimum portfolio size that you would take on? If you had a portfolio that beat everybody in the world and everybody's knocking down your door to work with that money manager, what would be your minimum client size? $1 million? No. 5 million? No. 10 million? No. 50 million? No. 100 million? 100 million? 500 million? Who would want to invest with you if you had a portfolio that beat everybody out there? Everybody. So there's no way your portfolio manager is beating, because if it was, their minimum client size would be the $100 million plus portfolio. Financial planning capabilities, everybody says they can do that. Referral, yeah, that's awesome when you can get that. Low fees, that's good. That is good news. At low fees, only 30%. I mean, 70% still do not consider low fees as a big problem. Now, we do use this for the 20-point checklist. We show them that the fees that they're paying are high and their return because of that are low. We actually do leverage this, even though it's not an issue at first. We make it an issue with the 21-point checklist. Their website, blog, or social media, again, only a quarter people. Guys, these are things that you need to understand so that you will spend your time and effort at getting better on the things that are going to actually make you more successful. And communication is the #1 thing. So what's next? Financial advisors clients told us 3 things about their state of advisor-client communications. 1 is your clients do not think you're engaged as an advisor because you're not communicating with them. Your clients want personalized communications. What is the best? There's 2 ways that show personalized communications. #1 is a phone call. #2 is a handwritten note. a phone call and a handwritten note. Your client's confidence and their likelihood to retain you or refer to you is directly impacted by your communication strategy. So guys, communicate more handwritten notes, more phone calls. When I was making $1 million a year, I was writing 200 handwritten notes every single month, 50 a week, 50, 50, 50, 50, about all sorts of things from happy 4th of July, be safe out there. Congratulations on your 3rd anniversary with me. I've so enjoyed being with, having you as a client. These things matter when it comes to retaining clients. It matters with when it comes to them referring to you. So commit to a cadence. Just like dieting, a new communication strategy takes consistency. We give you these monthly newsletters so you can create that consistency, and you don't even have to do anything except send it out to through your CRM to them. One day of clean eating won't redefine your health. Similarly, 1/4 of improved communications will not yield lasting impact. You have to build. Consistency builds trust. When you do it and they can count on it every single month at the same time, that builds their trust in you. 2, create new touch points and opportunities. The status quo of advisor-client communication indicates that clients aren't regularly engaged by their advisor. That's a problem and an opportunity. What does that mean? My best prospect is my competitor's best client. Why? Because my competitor's best client likes advisors, thus he's working with my competitor. 2 is they have money. That's why they're their best prospect. They're their best client. So why wouldn't I then utilize or leverage the fact that I know their current advisor is not communicating with them nearly as much as I will and do, and start leveraging that? Because if they've received a prospect, the warm people you have in your CRM, if they receive 12 newsletters, 12 emails, 24 contacts a year, is that more or less than their current advisor? And those contacts, those newsletters and those emails, are they things that they can actually use to make their lives better? Yes. Do they have checklists attached to them? Do we also give them a little chuckle and a little fun every month by giving them the walk down memory lane? So if you add that, now you've got 36 touches that you've done with folks. And they like these touches because they're always helpful. They're always things that can help them. And it's not about investments. It's about things on the periphery of that, but not about their investments. So what do they think about you? They think that you care about them as a human being. So if you do that, and their advisor, now here's the thing, will their advisors, because do all advisors make mistakes? Yes, all advisors make mistakes. Maybe their receptionist or the receptionist service is having a bad day and they get rude to the client. Maybe they don't pass along a message to you and then you never return that person's call. I mean, there are all sorts of ways that advisors make mistakes. Here's another one. Market goes, has a big drop. And when the client calls, the advisor says, no, it's not a problem. I know you're upset, but remember, we planned for this. This is in your plan. We don't need to worry about this. We just need to take a breath. It's all going to come back. So don't worry. Things are handled. Just don't look at the markets. Now, when you do that, is that the right? Do they look at that as being great advice, or that you did not hear them and you did not feel their pain? And that's a mistake. And do advisors say things like that? Yes, they do all the time. In fact, that's probably what 99% of them say when the client calls worried about the market drops. So if you're sending out 36 touches, helpful, value-added touches per year, all you're doing is waiting for that advisor, their current advisor, to make a mistake. Because they start to think, wow, this is awesome. I like this guy. Wow, he doesn't even work with us and he's sending us more than our current guys does. But it's a hassle to move, so I'm just going to keep it. But eventually that guy's going to make a statement and say, that's it. You know what? I'm sick of this. This guy does nothing for me, and then he doesn't even return my calls, or he's rude when I call, or he doesn't get me at all. I'm going to call this other entity. And I haven't talked about Tom for a long time, but Tom's whole practice, probably 80% of his practice, is referrals, because he is unbelievable at communicating in the ways that we're talking about today. So his marketing costs are extremely low, and his profit margins are extremely high because he gets so many referrals. And it's not because and he'll tell you this, it's not because he's got some sort of great money manager. He'll tell you the money manager he's got is no better than anybody else out there. It's because he's the best advisor I've ever seen at communicating with clients. Serve some clients champagne, others sparkling water. Don't give everybody the same thing. It'd be time consuming to spend a personal note to every client over any period of time. However, personalized service becomes more attainable with the champagne or sparkling water analogy. Here's how. So what are they talking about here? Your most important clients, such as those with the most AUM or most referrals, deserve the highest level of service. Serve them the champagne. Give them, if you're going to invest in those 200 or 50 handwritten notes, make sure they're going to the people who's going to give you the biggest bang for the buck. Other clients, while not unimportant, do not warrant as much personalized one-off contact, but would still enjoy and appreciate free sparkling water. This strategy aligns your effort and time spent on communication with the value of each client you communicate with. I disagree with this. I treated all my clients the same. Why? Because my communication was systematized. So it didn't take me all that long. Sure, handwritten notes took me a long time, but what I would do is every Thursday night, after my wife went to bed, I'd spend half an hour to an hour writing those 50 notes every Thursday night while I was watching TV in the background. So all the rest was automated because Missy would and Judy would send those out all automated. I wouldn't have to do anything. I wrote them, but they'd send them all out. I didn't have to do anything. So I think I get what they're saying here. Give the best service to those with the highest AUM, but I gave the same to everybody because I never knew what person was going to be, and this happened so many times. So somebody wasn't my best client would refer me to somebody who ended up being a very high value client. Send out those handwritten notes. It is worth the time. Hone in on understanding your clients and their goals. And this is what Tom does perfectly. He knows and has an extensive portfolio on every one of his clients, what they like, what they don't like, hobbies, where they vacation, what's happening with their kids, all those things. Client survey said that being understood and having their goals understood is the most important factor in selecting a financial advisor. It sounds like one of the most fundamental requirements of being good because it is. Financial advisor communication framework, scheduled. So you should have your email scheduled, monthly email scheduled. You should have your newsletter scheduled. You should have those checklists scheduled. You should have the trip down memory lane scheduled. Ad hoc, communication instigated by firm or by market events. So if there's a big hiccup, there's a tax law change, there's a big hiccup in the market, there's whatever, use that as an opportunity to reach out to everybody to show them that you're thinking of them when this thing they're hearing about on the news is happening. So you have to be good at this as well. Personalized or scheduled one-on-ones. We've talked about that. We have an awesome annual review that you can do that not only makes the client love you more, respect you more, desire to retain you more, but it also helps you get referrals. Why wouldn't you do annual reviews when you could get 2 or 3 referrals from, on average, from annual reviews? Personalized ad hoc, communication sent for one or a few individuals, often during important periods of advisor-client relationship, or just birthday cards, Thanksgiving cards. I don't send out Christmas cards because everybody else does. Again, client anniversaries, personalized ad hoc things, or things that you hear about them or know are coming up in their lives. Communicate to them about that. So I've thrown a ton of stuff to you in a half an hour. This is the end of the call, but don't just say this is great information. Take one thing, whether it's handwriting notes, whether it's starting to send out those newsletters because you haven't sent out the newsletters, the emails because you haven't sent out the emails. Think of some of the things we talked about today that you can actually incorporate in your practice to become an unbelievable communicator to your clients and to your prospects. That's what's going to get them to move to you. That's what's going to get them to stay with you. That's what's going to get them to refer to you. It has nothing to do with your money management. So quit reading the Wall Street Journal. Start writing handwritten notes. Quit looking for the best money manager. Start picking up the phone and calling people about things other than their finances. Become their best friend. Make sense? Thanks, everybody. You have a great rest of the day, great week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.